Jesus was never considered dangerous because he carried a sword. He did not build an army. He did not call for rebellion. He did not claim a throne. And yet he unsettled both Rome and the religious authorities at the same time. Because Jesus did not speak to the center of power, he spoke to the center of conscience. And throughout history, no empire has ever faced something more dangerous than an awakened conscience. The Roman Empire was built on order, but that order was sustained not by justice, but by fear. For Rome, the greatest threat was not armed rebellion. It was not a foreign god. It was not even a new belief system. The greatest threat was instability. If unrest began in one province, it would spread. If people began to question, it could not be controlled. This is why Jesus entered Rome's field of vision. Because he was not teaching people to fight Rome, but he was revealing that Rome's power was not final. When he said, "The kingdom of God is near," Rome did not hear an innocent statement. What that sentence truly meant was this: Caesar is not the final authority, and for Rome there was no idea more dangerous than that. Give to Caesar what is Caesar's, and to God what is God's. Matthew 22:21. But those who found Jesus most disturbing were not Roman soldiers. They were the ones inside the temple, the religious leaders. For them, the threat was deeply personal, because Jesus was directing people not to the temple, but to their own conscience. He did not sanctify rules, he sanctified intention. When he said the Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath, he was not merely speaking about a day. That sentence carried a deeper meaning. A rule can never come before a human being. This struck at the very foundation of religious authority, because if people could feel God without intermediaries, place mercy above rules, choose forgiveness before ritual, then authority would slip from their hands. Jesus did not call anyone to rebellion, but he rendered the existing order meaningless. The Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. Mark 2:27. Jesus stood in a place few in history have ever stood. On one side, Rome's political power. On the other, religion's spiritual authority, and both saw him as a threat. For Rome, this man influences the people. For religion, this man makes people question our authority. Yet Jesus did not beg Rome, nor did he seek the protection of the temple. He remained silent. This silence was not weakness, it was a choice. The Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. Mark 2:27. Pontius Pilate was an experienced governor. He knew how to read people. The accused usually behaved the same way. They defended themselves. They pleaded. They shifted the blame. But Jesus did none of these. That short sentence recorded in the gospel remains unsettling. Jesus gave no answer. This silence disturbed Pilate, because when there is no defense, power stands exposed, and decisions must confront conscience. Pilate's fear was not injustice, it was uprising, and Jesus knew this fear. Yet he still did not speak. When he was accused by the chief priests and the elders, he gave no answer. Matthew 27:12. This silence disturbed Pilate. The governor was greatly amazed. Matthew 27:14. Because silence disrupted the system. Rome expected resistance. It expected defense. It expected accusation. But Jesus did not speak the language of the system, and because of that, they could not control him. Silence was a form of power Rome did not understand, and this power did not come from fear, but from awareness. My kingdom is not of this world. John 18:36. Before the cross there was betrayal. One disciple sold him, another denied him, the rest fled. This was not merely physical abandonment. It was one of the heaviest trials a human can face. Yet Jesus did not curse, did not condemn, did not seek revenge. The silence continued here as well, because his message was this: suffering can transform you. It does not have to make you cruel. You will all. At one moment, the silence broke, not to accuse, but to forgive. This sentence stands at the very center of Christianity, because it breaks the cycle of violence, redefines power, rejects revenge. This was exactly what Rome could not understand, because Rome measured power through fear. Jesus measured power through mercy. Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing. Luke 23:34. Jesus taught this. All who draw the sword will perish by the sword. This was not passivity. It was a conscious stance, because violence multiplies itself. But mercy breaks the chain. Rome could not understand this, neither could the temple. But the people felt it. Put your sword back in its place, for all who draw the sword will perish by the sword. Matthew 26:52. Today's world is louder than Rome ever was. Everyone speaks. Everyone wants to be right. Everyone is on the defensive. And yet meaning still feels absent. Jesus' silence still asks the same question. Do you want to win, or do you want to remain whole? Christianity does not promise comfort. It promises transformation, and transformation often begins in silence. What good is it for someone to gain the whole world, yet forfeit their soul? Mark 8:36. Jesus' silence did not end at the cross. It appears in every injustice. It pauses us in every moment of anger, and it asks one question: who will suffering make you become? This silence is not empty, it is not weak, it is full, and it makes the same call to every generation. Whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves. Luke 9:23. Jesus remained silent, and within that silence there was a voice louder than empires. Because mercy does not shout, it endures. And sometimes the strongest answer is the one that is never spoken. When they hurled their insults at him, he did not retaliate. 1 Peter 2:23.